Hello friends, today's topic is number system and this is second part of the chapter number system as we already completed first part based on the chapter number system and this is second part of it. So let's see what new we are going to learn today in this chapter. State whether the following statements are true or false, justify your answers. Yes friend, every irrational number is a real number. Yes, it is true. How and what is the reason behind that? I am going to explain you. That means real numbers are the numbers made up of rational plus irrational number. Rational plus irrational numbers, they both combine, then they form real numbers. Yes friends. So that means every irrational number is a every irrational number is a real number. Yes, it is correct. So let us begin with the second sum. I hope you all might be clear with that. So what is the second point? Every point on the number line is of the form under root m, where m is a natural number. No, it is false. Why it is false, I am going to tell you over here. That what is the reason for being false? As negative number cannot be expressed as square root of any other number. Negative number cannot be expressed. That means minus 4, it cannot express it as root m. Here m value is minus 4 and minus 4 does not means natural number. It is not natural number. It is not natural number, you all know. So that's why it is false. It is false. I hope you all might be getting it friends. So let us begin with the third sum. Every real number is a irrational number. This is the opposite statement as of first statement. You all can see that every irrational number is a real number. That is true. But every real number is not a rational number. Every real number is not a irrational number, because real number means rational and irrational both. Yes, I hope you all might be getting it. So answer for this is false. Yes friends, I hope you all might be getting clear with that. So answer for this is false. So let us begin with the second sum for the day. What is second sum? Or the square root of all positive integers irrational? I am going to tell you that are the square roots of all the positive integers irrational. Let us understand it with the example. If not, give an example of the square root of a number that is a rational number. Here we can understand with the example. Example is root 4 is equals to 2, root 9 equals to 3, root 16 equals to 4, root 25 equals to 5. As these are the things that we know, but what we can find, 2, 3, 4 and 5, they are not natural numbers. They are natural numbers, but here we want to find for the rational numbers. They are not equals to rational number, because we know the definition of rational number. Rational number means the numbers in the p by q form that are called rational numbers. I hope you all might be getting it friends. Thus we can say that all the positive integers are not irrational. Yes, by this statement we can say. So let us begin with the third sum for the day. What is the third sum friends? Third sum for the day is root 4. Show how root 5 can be expressed on the number line. Root 5 can be expressed on the number line. So first we will draw the number line so that we can find it easier. I am drawing number line over here friends. I am drawing number line over here so that we can find it easier to draw the number line. So this is our number line. I hope you all might be clear with that. So now this was line segment, now it is line. Yes, this is number line. It is not a number line, it is number line. If I am writing number on it, then it is number line minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to what. But here we need to find and place root 5 on the number line. Root 5, that means it lies between root 4. Root 4 means 2 and root 9 means 3. That means it lies between 2 and 3. Yes, but how to find? By the help of the Pythagoras theorem we can say that friends, what we can say, the basic thing that we have to keep in our mind is by using the Pythagoras theorem, the hypotenuse should be root phi. We need to make the hypotenuse root phi. This is base, yes, base, its length is 2 centimeter. Yes, you can see 0 to 2, that means it is 2 centimeter. Similarly, we have to draw one line over here. Its length should be 1 centimeter. I am drawing over here, that you all can see its length is 1 centimeter. You have to draw it with scale only, and it is 1 centimeter. You all can find. Now what we are supposed to do, we need to join 0 to this point. Now we need to join 0 and like this point. Yes friends, now what we can say, how we are finding the hypotenuse is, here it is, I am mentioning it by the names O, A, B. Now hypotenuse, that is OB square equals to OA square plus AB square. We all have learned Pythagoras theorem in previous class also. OA means 2 square and AB means 1 square. You all can find that is 4 and that is 1, that means 5, but here it is OB square. So value for OB would be root 5. So this is the value of root 5. That means this length is, which length I am talking about? Which length friends? I am talking about this length. This length is root 5. Now from point 0, that means from point, I am marking here from point O, that means from this point. From this point, yes, I hope you all might be clear with that. So from this point, you have to keep the protector like this and measure this distance. And after measuring this distance, what you are supposed to do, friends? You have to measure this distance, and after measuring this distance, what we are going to do? With the help of the rounder, you have to measure this distance. After measuring this distance, we will put the point over here. Now we will make semicircle over here, and one line we can see. As you all know that after arc would be made like this arc would be made with the help of the rounder. And now this point we can say, this is the point we can say, and mark it as root 5. Again I am repeating friends, you have to first draw the number line, then 0 to 2, because we need to make root 5, that means it could be 4 plus 1, 5, because 4 is a square of 2, that means from 0, 1 and 2, that means 2 centimeter we have taken the base, and side length is 1 centimeter. This is 1 centimeter. You all might be clear with that. This is 1 centimeter. Now we will join these two lines. I am showing you with the highlighter that you can join these two lines. After joining this line, you will, with the help of the Pythagoras theorem, you will find the answer as root 5. So its value is root 5. After that, you have to put your rounder over here, pointed rounder over here, and pencil should be here. Mark till this distance, and then put the arc over here. The point intersecting over here is called as root 5. I hope you all might be clear with this, friends. So let us begin with the next slide. So friends, if you like the concept, don't forget to share and subscribe to my channel. So let us begin with this sum, that is 36 by 100. What we can do, friends? 36 inside and 100 outside, but we know in previous classes as per decimal we have learned that how to do 0, 0 and 1 goes for points. So what would be the answer? 0.36. After dividing it, you will find the answer like this only. So 100 3s are 300, so 60, 1 0 more we can take 6, 6 0. So what is the answer? 0.36, the answer that we are getting. I hope you all might be clear with that, friends. So let us begin with the second sum for the day, that is 1 upon 11. 1 upon 11. So by dividing we can find that 1 upon 11. So first thing what we can do, friends? 0. So 10. That means by inserting 1 0 we cannot find. That means the number is still smaller. That means we will put the 0 over here. Again we will put the 0 here. So 9 over 11 9s are 99. Again 1 you will find. Again 0. So again 0 over here. Yes, again we can find that the number is smaller. So the answer that we are finding for 1 by 11 is 0.09, and it's keep on repeating. So we'll put the bar over its head, so that we can find the answer of 1 by 11 is 0.09. So let us begin with the third sum for the day. Friends, if you like the concept, don't forget to share and subscribe to my channel. Yes, so our third sum is 4 1 by 8. That is in mixed fraction, so we'll convert mixed fraction into improper fraction. That means 4 into 8. First thing what we'll do, friends, we'll multiply 4 into 8. 4 is 32 plus 1 upon 8. That means 33 upon 8. Now by the division method also we can find, that would be easier for all of you. 4 is 32, 1 goes for here, 0. Yes friends, I hope you all might be getting it now. 8 1s are 8, we can find again. Now afterwards what we can do, friends, 10 minus 8, so 2, we will be left with 2. Again what we can do, 20 would be there, so 2 is 16 would be there, and 4 over here, so 8 5 is 40. So what is the answer that we are getting for 4 1 by 8 is 4.125. That thing we can say, friends. So let us begin with the next sum. The next sum is 3 upon 13. 3 upon 13 is our next sum, friends. So let us solve and find the value for 3 upon 13 over here. So 3 upon 13, 3 inside and 13 outside, but 3 is smaller than 13, so what we can do is we will put 0, we'll put 0 over here. But now what we can show, 13 2 is 26 over here, we are left with 4. Again what we can do, we can insert one more 0, 3 is 39, 1 goes for remainder, so 1 is in its remainder. Now what we can do, friends, after that the things that we want to do is, it is not divisible, so we'll insert 0 here and 0 here also. So again it is also not divisible. What we will do, we'll put again 0 and we'll find for now what we'll do, 30. So what is our answer in question is 230. After further solving, you will get the answer as 7 2. I am writing the answer over here, that what answer you are going to get after solving it is 230.769. This is the answer that you will get after solving it, and bar would be placed above it so that we can find the answer, and it keeps on repeating. That's why bar is placed on the upside of it. I hope you all might be getting it. So let us begin with the fifth sum for the day, that is 2 by 11. So 2 by 11, 2 will keep inside, and 11 again 0 point, again we'll insert the 0. 11 1s are 11, 9 we are left with. What we'll do, friends, afterwards we'll insert the 0. 11 8s are 88, we are left with 2. That means it keeps on repeating, so what answer we are going to get, 0.18, and we'll put the bar, because after repetition you will get the same answer, so that's why I have put it the bar on its upside of 18. That means we will get in repetition 0.181818. Yes friends, so that can be represented like this, 0.18, then bar should be on its upside. I hope you all might be clear with that, as we have studied this thing in previous classes also. 0.18 bar. Now let us begin with the last sum for the day, friends. So what is the last sum for the day? The last sum for our day is 329 by 400. So friends, if you like the content, don't forget to share and subscribe to my channel. Last sum is 329 upon 400. Now 329 is smaller than 400, so 0 point will insert 0 over here. Yes friends, so what we'll do, 8 so 4 8 3200, we will get 3290 we are left with. You can do directly also, but then also I am solving over here for you. Again we'll insert the 0. 400 2 800, we are left with 100, but 100 is smaller than it. Again we'll insert the 0, that is 2 800, again we are left with 200. Now again it is smaller, we will do 2000 over here, and here it will be 5, so it is 2000. So what is the answer that we are getting for 329 upon 400? The answer would be 0.8225. I hope you all might be clear with this, friends. So friends, if you like this session, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.